Welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. First one is about Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki, who arrived in Sudan today. Eastern Sudan, which shares border with Eritrea. He arrived in Port Sudan. We have some pictures for you. What is Eritrean agenda in Eastern Sudan? Secondly, a Tigray opposition party issued second statement today criticizing the TPLF for distancing itself from TPLF and from ongoing negotiations to form an interim government in Tigray. And thirdly, Orthodox Church of Ethiopia held a meeting today. Abone Abraham held a meeting, and some decisions have been made regarding the deaths of those who died in recent conflict, especially in Oromia. What are the decisions made by the church? Firstly, viewers, Eritrea-Sudan relations have gone through several ups and downs since 1991. Both have been accusing each other of interference in their respective countries. If you remember, right after its creation, Eritrea accused Sudan of backing Eritrean Islamic Jihad, a group allegedly being hosted by Sudan. Diplomatic relations were cut off. Then, after a few years, Sudan accused Eritrea of backing rebels in Darfur. Then Eritrea became part of the process which led to signing of the peace deal. South Sudan was created, it split, and Eritrea, Ethiopia played a key role in that agreement. Though their diplomatic relations normalized a little, but Sudan has been accusing Eritrea of interfering in Eastern Sudan. If you remember, last year, a delegation from Eastern Sudan wanted to visit Eritrea. I read a video on that. Delegation from Eastern Sudan was stopped at Sudan-Eritrea border by Sudanese army. So Khartoum did not allow Sudanese delegation from Eastern Sudan to enter Eritrea. Eritrea was planning to host a conference in Asmara in August last year, but delegation was not allowed to visit Eritrea. And before that, we saw that Eritrean President sent a special message through Yemeni Gabriab and Usman Saleh to Abdul Fattah Burhan and Hamati. Eritrea wanted to mediate to resolve political conflict in Sudan, but Al-Burhan did not agree with Eritrean mediation. Then last year we saw that a political framework agreement was signed to resolve political conflict in Sudan. International community, US, UN, all backed the agreement. Eritrea remained silent. I have not seen a single statement from Eritrean government backing last year's political framework deal. And some factions in Eastern Sudan, some tribes like BJ tribe, they opposed the deal as well. Eritrea has its influence in Eastern Sudan. Eastern Sudan is not totally on board. It's not totally on board with the political framework deal signed last year. Now, Isaias Afwerki is in Eastern Sudan. He arrived in Port Sudan, which is in Eastern Sudan in Red Sea regional state of Sudan. Obviously, agenda is that Eritrea wants to maintain its influence in Eastern Sudan. And Khartoum needs Eritrea to some extent, I think, for stability in Eastern Sudan, for the strengthening of the last year's deal. Eritrean role is important, though to the extent of Eastern Sudan. Let's see what happens after Isaias Afwerki's visit. Will his visit lead to more conflict in Sudan, or is he on some peace mission? He was not welcomed by anyone from Khartoum when he arrived in Port Sudan. It was reportedly local, regional leaders who were there. No Burhan or Hamati there in Port Sudan reportedly. And are Hamati and Burhan on board regarding this visit of Isaias Afwerki to Port Sudan? Let's see. I have British incoming videos about this key development. This is Isaias Afwerki's second visit abroad since in the past 2 weeks. He was in Kenya around 10 days ago. There he faced some very tough questions, unable to answer international media. Then he was interviewed by TV, Eritrean National Television Channel, and now he is in Eastern Sudan. It seems that after the signing of peace deal between TPLF and Ethiopian government, now Eritrea wants to focus on other regional issues. He could visit Somalia as well, I think, in coming days. Secondly, viewers, a Tigray opposition party issued another statement today. Second statement from this party in around a week. Tigray Independence Party, small party, opposition party, party members fought in this 2-year-long war, supported Tigray forces, supported TPLF. But now the party says that TPLF is lying. TPLF never contacted this party after Pretoria deal, before Pretoria deal. TPLF has been lying that it was in talks with all stakeholders in Tigray. The party says that it does not want to be part of the mess created by TPLF. TPLF is not protecting, it is not sincerely protecting the interests of the people of Tigray. That is why, and the party again confirmed that it is not part of ongoing talks regarding formation of interim government in Tigray, about which Tadesse Varade held a press briefing yesterday. He said that peace deal implementation was ongoing and that talks were underway for establishment of interim government in Tigray. TIP says it is not part of any talks and that struggle for Tigray's independence will continue. So you see that opposition and ruling party, TPLF and opposition parties, they're poles apart. At least they should sit at the table. They should talk. But no contact, this party says, between TPLF and opposition parties. Role of Tigray military officers is crucial. Like Tadesse Varade Sadkan, can they play the role of mediators? Or will they be supportive of TPLF? So far, the committee being headed by Tadesse Varade is being rejected by Tigray Independence Party. And I think Betona as well. Thirdly, viewers, Orthodox Church of Ethiopia met today. Orthodox Church Archbishop Abune Abraham chaired a meeting. Some decisions have been made. And a fundraising committee has been established. Fundraising committee is going to be established for raising of funds for the families of those who died in recent use of force by security forces in Oromia against Orthodox followers. Dozens were killed in Shashamane town alone. Church is now raising money, and it would be an international fundraising committee. And church says that no local level committee, no committee on any other level will be allowed to raise funds. Only central committee formed by the church will raise funds internationally. It means the diaspora, it is expected the diaspora will support a lot. That is why international campaign is being launched. Secondly, church says that it will continue its call for accountability for the deaths, for the injuries of those who sacrificed in this conflict. So government will have to take action against those who are responsible for atrocities against Orthodox believers. Thirdly, the church committee members appreciated the two sides. They signed an agreement, and the committee appreciated PM Abiy as well for his role. But overall, this is another statement which will lead to a little pressure upon the government. Will government take action against security forces, security officials who are involved in use of force in Oromia? I don't think so. But now this is church's demand. Church says it will use all legal options as well on its disposal to ensure accountability for the wrongs committed against Orthodox followers. Let's see. So far, I think church is going to start fundraising. And church will receive lots of money because it has immense following in Ethiopia, abroad as well. Thank you for watching.